Okay, cool. So we're going to share a little bit. Everybody that was at regionals are going to share what they took away from regionals. I'm being really selfish because I'm really excited to share this part. I'm going to share Lauren Lungel's tips. Those of you that don't know Lauren, she has absolutely, positively, completely blown up her business this past summer. She put her mind to something, and she literally is the girl that ripped up every excuse that you can come up with. If you give her an excuse, she'll shut it down. I loved how she went up on stage and she said, ain't nobody got time for it. So she was very generous and shared some tips with us. So if you guys got your pen and paper, if you weren't at regionals, please write these down. I will also, maybe I can post them later as well. But her first tip was, when you have a prospect that shows the slight bit of interest in doing the business, show them how excited you are for them without being pushy. Create a sense of urgency when talking to them. So, like, I know for myself, like, I literally say the words, oh my gosh, I am so, so excited for you. Let's get going. I want you to be able to reach your goals. This is what you need to reach your goals. And like, I just set one goal at a time. Never jump. You never tell a DD, hey, this is what you need to get to Q and MD. You start with D, or you start as a dealer to DD, then to VF, and so on. Okay, so that was her first tip. Oh, she had an example here too. I can read it to you guys. So she says, I am so excited that you are thinking about signing up for the business. Or to someone that might be signing up for just the discount, you say just the discount. I am so nervous. I was so nervous when I first signed up, but I'm so happy that I took the chance and stepped outside of my comfort zone. And now is a really great time because we have a $300 bonus. And if you get around 11 customers in your first 30 days, you get that bonus. You totally don't have to do anything with the business if you don't want to. But we have a little leave your wallets at home wine night or something in the next couple weeks, and maybe a Facebook party or something that's actually pretty easy to do. So she just lays it all out. 11 orders, that's really all you need to get your $300 bonus. Tip number 2, if you have a really close friend or someone on your chicken list, and you are dying to get them in front of some Juice Plus information and you don't know how, book a 3-way call. What wasn't effective for me this last time I tried, but ask them for a favor, especially if it's a friend, like your friends are always there to do your favors. And Brittany did it the best today. She just asked a girl, Kate, can you do me a favor? And she's like, yeah, of course. She's like, can you hop on this call? They're like, oh, yeah, I guess I already said yes. I can't say no now. So, yeah, I mean, the favor thing does work. And, I mean, it depends on the person that you're chatting with as well. Lauren's example, hey girl, I have a huge favor to ask you. I was just thinking about you the other day and I was wondering if you would be open to doing a call with my friend Michelle and I about Juice Plus. It's not to order or anything like that. It's just for me to learn, and so I can hear how she shares her story and learn a little bit more info about it. It will only take 15 minutes, and I would love to hear your feedback afterwards because you're a nurse, a mom, an athlete, whatever. So it would really mean a lot to me. And then she says, you booked a 3-way call. Now what? Me. Hey, Carly, thanks so much for hopping on this call. I'll just link you into our call with Michelle. Me. Hey, Carly. This is my friend Michelle. Michelle, this is my friend Carly. Michelle. Hey, Carly, thank you so much for helping Lauren out today. Sometimes people our age have a hard time picking up the phone, and it's an actual phone. Picking up the phone or an actual phone. Ha, ha, ha. So we really appreciate you taking the time. Taking the time to help her gain confidence by picking up the phone. I'm just going to share my Juice Plus story so that she can learn a little more about it and how I share it. If you're open to giving... Okay, is this really necessary? if you're open to giving some feedback afterwards, that would be awesome. Carly, yeah, of course, I don't mind at all. Me, mute myself, clean the kitchen, fold your laundry. Tip number 3, Bryn, stop. Always form and build relationships that don't involve Juice Plus. Take the time to message people and ask them how their son is doing or how they are enjoying their new yoga class. Tip number 4, if you have a prospect that has a really close family member or friend that could potentially have interest, or do anything you can to get that rep to sign up to help them work together. Okay, so I'm assuming that means if you have a good friend, or if that person has a good friend that you know would really benefit from a product, say, you know, hey, I know your friend, Susie, she has shown some interest. Why don't you sign up as a distributor and get the discount or get paid or whatever? So here's another little quote that she has sent out. Hey, Andrea, my friend Michelle is doing a little Juice Plus info night in Wainwright on the 17th, and I am going to be making the trip down. I was wondering if you wanted to go out for supper and come join me and keep me company at the info night. That would be so much fun. At the very least, we'll get to spend some time together and you'll learn a little bit more about Juice Plus. So that was her invite to actually Brittany and I's Prevention Plus that Michelle came out for us. Tip number 5, I have found the most success in my texts, personal messages, and posts on social media using humor. If you guys don't follow Lauren, go follow her. She's absolutely, she's blunt and she's hilarious. So, and I think that might be all that she had posted. Oh, tip number 6, love on your reps where they are at, and stay consistent posting on social media, and social media not only for prospects but also for your existing reps. Find out what you do best and commit to that. You will be noticed. Lauren does really well being funny, but even though I think I'm funny, sometimes I'm not that funny, so I don't really try and post funny things. So yeah, those were Lauren's tips and what I found really exciting and took a lot away from. And it's definitely stuff that I'm going to be applying to my business. I won't share all of my favorite takeaways because I'm sure that everybody else wants something that they can share as well. Another thing that I do remember that I wanted to share was I was actually out in the hallway with Oakley. She was being a little turret running around, so I was outside, but I heard Michelle say that Lauren's favorite line to get new reps was when she was getting lots of customers at one point. She would say, okay, she has them committed, they want to sign up, and she would say to them, do you want to pay full price? Do you want to get a discount, or do you want your product paid for? So at Virtual Franchise at VF, once you get your 11 orders underneath of your product is paid for. So I know personally I would be like, well, I want my product paid for and I want the bonus. So that's definitely something that I want to try and incorporate into my approach as well. So at this point, I would like to call on everybody that was at Regionals to share as well what their favorite takeaways were. We'll go Brittany because she's right beside me here. Not literally on my screen, she's beside me.
Okay. I had points that I had picked.
I'm funny.
Which way are you sitting to me? To the left or the right? Hit you virtually. I took a lot away from two people. Lauren, obviously. But Katrina and obviously John Halawadi. The biggest thing that I took out of John's was, what are you doing with your time? So this was huge for me because I've used this line before and I kicked myself in the ass when I left. Pardon my French. But lots of us, you'll hear the word or the term stuck or coasting. And basically what he says to people who say that they are stuck or coasting, he goes, okay, what are you doing with your time? Are you spending time on stupid small things? So I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Huh. What are you spending the majority of your time on? Do you spend the majority of your time on big things, like what, and you need to join a club. So are you joining the 7-Eleven club or the 10 to 2 a.m. club like he was? So he was working a full-time job, then coming home, and he'd work from 10 o'clock till 2 a.m., sending messages, doing Facebook posts, getting ready for the next day. So you have to decide when works best for you and what is your excuse. Like, I have a list of paper that has, I wish I had it sitting in front of me, but it's like what I'm putting off, like, and why am I putting it off? And so I make that list, and the first thing on my list is the first thing that I try and work to get off. The second thing that I did is I made a list of people. I do have this. I have 22 people on my list, and I managed 6 of them so far, and that's within 2 days. So, I mean, what are you doing for your business? So what are you doing with your time? So if you're ever stuck, you need to sit and take a look at that. Are you sitting and watching Netflix when you should maybe be messaging people? Are you listening to audiobooks? That was the other thing I took away from him, is he can learn so much from books and audiobooks. How many of us commute to work or commute in general? All of us do. How many of us have downtime? All of us have some kind of downtime where we could be listening to a book or doing something productive to get our business. So that's what I really took away from him. There's obviously, like, I have like 5 notes, like 5 pages of notes from him. Lots of our books. I have lots of quotes from him. But the other thing that the other person I took from was Katrina. And for those of you who don't know who she is, she has made it to sales coordinator in less than 5 weeks, which is insane. Pretty close to senior sales coordinator after 5 weeks. And you want to know why? The system. We have a system, a rock solid, kick-ass system. And that system is on Team Synergy. And it is literally mapped out for us. There is a map of how we should be doing these things. There is a startup meeting that is step by step how we need to do these things. And what she said is how she has attributed her success is from following that to a T. It's from going to that startup meeting, reading step by step, word for word, every single thing. She said, I don't care how long that startup meeting is. Take some wine, sit on some wine, and do it. Go through every single video with them. Set up their 3 events. Don't brush the 3 events off. Sit down and set those events up. 2 either in-home or 1 in-home, 2 Facebook. Who gives a shit? Set the events up, and then make their list. Like, that's the most important part, and that's where we lose people, is we're skipping some crucial steps. And when we get that foundation, that's duplicatable. If we say to somebody, it's so duplicatable to the next person, and that's how we create superstars, like I like to call them. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You have certain people on your team who are superstars, and the reason they're that is because they caught the vision just like you. Or they could be like me, who is just like, oh, blah, I need it. And like Jess was, and Lori, like, they were caught the vision so quickly that we did do the startup meetings, but did I do a very good job of it? No, but they just understood it. But the other people on my team who aren't quite as motivated, and some of them are, don't get me wrong, they're all very motivated, but it's like I didn't follow things to a T. So that's what we need to start doing as a team. That's why these Monday night calls are super important as well, to be inviting everybody onto. Duplication. Duplication is key. They understand how to go about this. They understand how to invite to it. So it's so easy to duplicate. So that's something that as a team we need to start doing. Messaging, I don't know, within Teams we have a little group of us that is messaging. You have to message at least 1 person a day, 1 new person a day, and talking to them. So it's something super important. We got that from John as well. So communication. So that was what Katrina said, starting it up, and recognition. So those little tiny steps that they do, recognize them for them. DD, if they get another order, get super excited for them. That excitement is what keeps people going. And that's like my favorite part about starting a new rep up. Is anybody else like a raise of hands? Like, is that like you're not your favorite thing because you get so excited for them? You're like, oh my God, you're going for VF in 30 days. Like, let's get so many orders. And I get like this, and I'm like thinking of how I can talk to them every single day to pump them up. Like, to me, that's like the most exciting thing. It's like crack. It's like, yeah, let's go. Not that I've ever done that, but you understand my point. And teaching them to be accountable. So be teachable, know your why, and just be accountable for that. Teach them that as well. In events, you have to go to them. Like, there's no excuse. There's no excuse big enough. They have our events far enough in advance that you can plan around them. And honestly, the show of hands that you'll see, the energy that we got from regionals was unbelievable. It always is. It always powers me through. So anytime that you go to an event, it boosts that energy level. It gets you fired up again and you want to do it. So those are what I took away from Katrina and John. Basically, kick it into high gear and kick the excuses out the door because ain't nobody got time for it. Someone else can go now.
Thank you, Brittany. Laramie, you're next to my right.
Okay. Well, I was just reading through my notes here. I kind of took bits and pieces from everyone's. Can everyone hear me, first of all? Okay, awesome. I took a few pieces from John Halawadi. The thing that I took from him was, this product and business finds you because you were looking for something like this. And I believe that. I kind of just stumbled into messaging Jess about, getting into the business because I was struggling with school and I was living in the city and I needed kind of an uplifting outlet. So I think that it found me because I needed something like that. So that was a point that I really appreciated. Another thing was I kind of put my business on the back burner a little bit this summer. I was busy riding my horse and getting things ready to move to a new city and planning for school this year. So I didn't really put as much effort into my business, and I'm kicking myself for it now. But he made a point about don't beat yourself up about not reaching your goals if you haven't really given them a go. So I find that I've been really tough on myself lately for not getting where I want to be, but I haven't even put the effort in. So I kind of need to kick that one to the curb and start doing some work. So he kind of kicked me in the butt there. And it was really good because now when he was doing his talk, especially John's, I was like, yeah, I need to start working again. So it all made sense. One more point that he made that I really liked is he said, give yourself a task to start your day off. So if it's something as simple as making your bed every day, which I've got into the habit of doing, just because it starts your day off with a goal, you accomplish the goal, and then you move on to the rest of your day. So that's the one I took from him. In his presentation in the afternoon, I really liked his point that he said, I'm too busy building my dreams to focus on yours. So that's kind of like bringing up the point, like if you're focused on achieving something, don't let the haters and don't let the stragglers drag on you. Just be focused on your own goal and work towards it, and don't worry about what everyone else is doing. And then he said consistency beats intensity. So I like to think that I'm a patient person because of the job that I'm in. My patience is getting a lot better with certain things, but most of the time I'm very impatient and I want things to happen right now. And that's not good. It's not a good way to be, especially not in the industry that we're in right now. Like with trying to inspire people and help people, improve their health. I just need to be more patient. So be more consistent instead of intense all the time. And then the last point that he said that I really liked was kill your kryptonite. So let go of everything that is an excuse for you. Common theme that we've been talking about tonight. So stop drinking alcohol, stop your procrastination, stop the negative self-talk, which, I mean, you know, we're all guilty of it. And that's the thing that I like about this business is that we're slowly being, well, some of us faster than others, but I'll speak for myself. I'm slow, but slowly getting better at, you know, more positive self-talk, which is awesome. That's why I appreciate this business so much and the people that are in this business. So, yeah, that's the points that I took from this weekend. It was super awesome, and I wish that everyone could have been there because I had goosebumps nearly the whole day, and some of the stories that people had about their wives and, you know, how this business has affected them, it was incredible, and, you know, it just gave you goosebumps, and it was crazy. So it was a really good learning experience. That's my takeaway.
Thank you so much, Laramie. Justina.
Hi. Okay, my takeaways. Okay, it's slim pickings now because you guys said quite a few of them, but these were some that I had marked down that I really liked. A couple of quotes that John Holowati said. You can't fly with eagles if you hang with turkeys. And I just loved that quote. I thought that was so awesome, and it's so true. They say it's something like the 5 people that you spend the most time with are as successful as you can be. So if you're hanging around with, you know, people that only like to go out and party, you're probably only going to want to go out and party. If you're hanging around with people that are really, you know, wanting to inspire people and they're wanting to go after their dreams, it's going to inspire you to want to go after your dreams too. So, you know, hang out with more turkey or hang out with less turkeys and more eagles. Not saying that you should ditch all of your current friends if they're a bunch of turkeys, but maybe just spend a little bit less time with them. He also said this business is like getting a jumbo jet off the ground, which I just love that because it's so true. So in the first, you know, few years of your business, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a struggle. You're going to have to really push for it and really work for it. But as you get going and your jumbo jet starts to take off the ground, things will get easier and it'll get lighter, and it'll be easier to get it off the ground, I guess. And then this is something that I also thought was really cool. So for those of you that don't maybe know what John Holowati's deal is, he is one of the most successful network marketing professionals out there. He earns 7 figures, and he is 898 club, which is just, I thought that was so crazy. And the thing that really struck a chord with me is that John didn't hit a single fast track. He hit every single level. So VF, SC, SSC, Q, and NMD, he hit all of them on the slow track, and he's still like one of the most successful people out there. So I thought that was super cool. So even if, you know, you're sitting there at, you know, VF, and then all of a sudden you've been kind of struggling and that SC fast track kind of, you know, slipped you by, just keep going. It doesn't even matter. You can still hit SC on the slow track and you could still end up being super successful with this business. And then I had some more, but I think most of them are taken. But basically, yeah, he said, have a vision. So decide what you're going for and who you're doing this for and why you're doing this for. And if you're doing this for yourself, that's okay. It's good to be a little bit selfish But really dig into that why and decide why you want to do this so that you can get really passionate about it and that you won't give up when things get hard. Yeah, I think that was all my takeaways that I had left there.
I love it. Thank you so much, Justina. Lisa, I know you had said you're still putting your little one to bed. So if you just want to share later, that would be awesome. Who else was there? Lori.
Jolene.
Oh, Jolene. Can you share, Jolene?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Everybody who said anything I found really inspirational, and I really had a hard time sleeping last night because my mind was just spinning on ways to improve and you hit the floor running after the weekend. So everything everybody's already said, but for me, I wasn't a big social media presence before joining this. I was the one that would stalk people and look at everything, but I never posted anything. So I found that difficult. I've been trying to post every day about anything, and then just my life. I'm very much a homebody, and I've been a single mom since I was pregnant. So I don't have a life outside my child, which I'm also trying to work on to build another passion to share, to kind of make a brand for myself, I guess. But I think on top of John Holowati, I think Carrie's social media presentation really hit home for me, because I think I was too much in the face of this is Juice Plus, this is Juice Plus, this is Juice Plus, instead of where she kind of said, like, make them question it and don't put it right up in their face. And so to create more conversation, I think. And I feel like because I wasn't so much on social media before, I was annoying people. I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's how I felt. So I felt like I need to stop posting because everybody's going to unfollow me if I continue to do this. So I'm just, trying to think harder about being more subtle, I guess, in the posting. On top of everything else, like, it was just an amazing weekend. I learned so much.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jolene. And it was nice catching up with you this weekend. I think
it was nice
to have that issue when you first start posting, right? Because you don't know what's too much and all that stuff. But yeah, Carrie did do a really good presentation. And there is a recording on our Health Nuts page for, I think, Lori's social media post or presentation as well. So if anybody ever needed to go back to that, and that might be a really good one for you too, Jolene, just to see a different perspective of it. There's a lot of it that's quite similar. But yeah, if you can just kind of brand yourself, right? That I definitely took that away too, was branding yourself. I went back and made my little bio. I never had a bio before. So I like looking at it. So thank you so much for sharing, Jolene. Lori, can you share with us?
Yes, I can. So I'm not going to take my camera off because I was telling Brittany that I got super sick over the weekend. I don't know what the heck. I got super run down. So that's just to say that Juice Plus is not a miracle pill. I have a compromised immune system and I sometimes still get sick, but it's just not as bad. So I'm currently sitting here with a towel on my head and Kleenex in my nose. So I'm not going to take my camera off. But I think that one of the biggest takeaways that I needed to be reminded of is to not make any excuses, which we said a few times tonight already. But I was just thinking about it because John Holowati said a few times, even over the weekend. Brittany, did you just share that picture? You're terrible. He said over the weekend that he's had people on Zoom calls and stuff before, that didn't even get on their Zoom calls and stuff because, they had a headache or they just had like the most small little minuscule excuses, right? Like if you want to be successful and grow your business, you just need to throw all of those away. And I just said to Brittany, like, I could have very well not gotten on the Zoom call today because I feel awful. Like, it's terrible, but I knew that I would learn so much from the different perspectives of other people that went to regionals as well, and I didn't want to miss out on that because my business means more to me than a cold. So I'm going to kick that in the butt, and thank you for sharing all of your takeaways, guys.
Thank you for hopping on, Lori. Can you please take a selfie and send it to us?
I sent it to Brittany, and I'm pretty sure she saved it in the participants.
I see that. Stace, are you able to share? Oh.
Hi, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, so everyone covered a lot of things. I'm not going to take mine off because my child is in the bathtub and I just got done work. So, I kind of took away the same thing. The biggest thing is the excuses. I find myself, you don't think you're making excuses, but you're making excuses. I find it for a lot of things, and I've caught myself a lot the last 2 days doing that. So it's interesting like that, and I'm just blown away by John and how he went from making $57 a paycheck to being who he is today, and how humble he is, and that just, yeah, like one of the other girls, sorry, I forget who it was because there are so many that shared now, how he never fast-tracked at all. It just shows that if you put the time and effort into it, it's there, it's possible. I guess anything's really possible if you put your mind to it. And one of the things I know that everyone's worked on, and the vision board and the date and the goal. And like Laramie had said, not to beat yourself up about necessarily the time frame, but just to meet that goal eventually kind of thing. So yeah, it was awesome. And the formula, it's crazy. Sorry, I'm gonna leave my son in the bathtub for a second. The formula that we were given, it's just crazy how if you follow that formula that's right there, how it's gotten so many people so fast to where they are. And it makes you think why you put your business on the back burner for a little bit, I guess. And yeah, I really like one of the vibe attracts your tribe. That quote kind of got me. And be honest and give it your all. So those are just some of the stuff I took away, but yeah, it was great hearing everyone else's takeaways because there's a lot of stuff to take in. It was amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Stace. There is so much that happens at those events, and until you're there and you experience the energy and all the love, you can just feel the love in that room. It is really hard to explain that to somebody. But I do hope that everybody that wasn't able to make it got some good tips and tricks to take away. So
I have one more thing to add. Sorry. It just popped up in my notes. One thing that popped out to me was, does anybody remember the 5 R's that he said? It's very similar to like our synergy, but it was relationships, results, retention, recruit, and then repeat that. So that was like something that I was like, oh, that stuck out like crazy to me. So he said, and the pay line is online. So that's something else maybe to keep in mind.
Yeah. And like we think back at when like Johnny was even building his business, Facebook has really only became as big as it is in the last 5-6 years. You know, when those even like Mark and Yvonne, when they were building their businesses, they had to pick up the phone. They had to email, they had to do personal things to get these people. And we have everything. We have the world at our fingertips. We just have to approach those people the right way. But anyway, we're over our 9 o'clock, our half an hour training call, but I really enjoyed this. It is always really nice to hear everybody's takeaways. So thanks everybody for hopping on. I'm going to stop the recording.